Rain hammered the glass windows of the upscale hotel lobby as Ethan Cole tightened his grip on his daughter's small hand. Lucy's red raincoat was soaked through, her curls plastered against her forehead. He just dropped off a resume for the janitorial position. His old truck had broken down on the way, and they'd walked 3 miles in the storm. Ethan tried to shake off the humiliation of the receptionist's dismissive look when she'd said, "We'll call you if we're interested." She wouldn't. They never did. He was about to step back into the downpour when Lucy tugged on his hand. "Daddy, look." She fell. A woman in heels had slipped on the slick marble steps outside. Her papers scattered like leaves in the wind. Without hesitation, Ethan ran to help, kneeling beside her as Lucy held an umbrella over both of them. "Are you all right, ma'am?" he asked, gently helping her up. The woman winced, clutching her ankle. "I think I twisted it." He gathered her papers, now streaked with rain, and smiled softly. "You're lucky my daughter spotted you. She's my little superhero." Lucy grinned shyly, and the woman laughed. "Thank you both. I was rushing to a meeting I probably shouldn't have agreed to. Maybe fate wanted me to slow down." As he helped her to the hotel's front steps, the sound of heavy boots and voices filled the air. A black SUV screeched to a stop, and a tall man in a navy suit stormed out, trailed by assistants. "Clara, what the hell happened?" he barked. The woman sighed. "Slipped on the stairs, David." "Of course you did," he muttered. "You're always." His eyes landed on Ethan, who still held her briefcase. "Who are you?" "Just helping her," Ethan said, stepping back. David scoffed. "Helping? You think we need help from random nobodies? God, you're stupid. Do you even know who she is?" Ethan blinked, caught between confusion and anger. Lucy's lip trembled, sensing the tension. "You don't need to talk to my dad like that," she said quietly. David's brows rose. "Adorable," he sneered. "Teach your kid some manners before she grows up, just as useless." Ethan's jaw tightened. "Come on, Lucy," he said, turning to leave. But Claire's expression changed. The warmth in her eyes turned cold. "David, that's enough." He barely glanced at her. "Clara, we have a $3.5 billion deal on the table. Let's not waste time on street charity." Ethan paused at the door, his wet shoes squeaking on the marble. He looked back, met Clara's gaze, and said quietly, "Some things are worth more than money." Then he stepped into the rain. 2 hours later, Ethan was in his small apartment heating canned soup for Lucy when his phone buzzed. Unknown number. He hesitated but answered. "Mr. Cole," a calm voice said. "This is Clara Winton. You helped me earlier today." "Oh, you got home safe." "I did," she said. "Actually, I didn't just get home. I fired someone." Ethan frowned. "Fired?" "Yes," she said. "The man who called you stupid. David Lung. He was supposed to represent our company in a merger negotiation, but I realized something during that scene. Arrogance is contagious, and I won't let it spread through my company." Ethan was silent for a moment. "I didn't mean to cause trouble." "You didn't," Clara said. "You reminded me of something I've forgotten, that decency matters. I looked you up. You were an engineer at Grayson Tech before the layoffs." He felt his stomach drop. "Yeah, 2 years ago. I need a project manager for a sustainability initiative we're launching. It's part of the same company David just lost a deal for. I want you to interview tomorrow morning." He laughed nervously. "You're kidding." "I'm not. Bring Lucy if you need to. I'd like to meet her again, too." The next morning, Ethan arrived at the Winton Energy headquarters, clutching Lucy's hand. The lobby was all glass and light, the kind of place he'd never imagined himself working in. Clara met them personally, walking with a slight limp but smiling. "Lucy, I owe you one," she said. "If you hadn't spotted me, I'd probably still be lying in the rain." Lucy giggled. "You should wear sneakers next time." Clara laughed. "You're right." Then she turned to Ethan. "Let's talk." The interview felt less like an interrogation and more like a conversation. She asked about his designs for cost-efficient water systems, his ideas for renewable projects, and even how he balanced parenting. When he spoke about Lucy, his voice softened, and Clara noticed. When the meeting ended, she stood and extended her hand. "You start Monday." He blinked. What?" "I trust my instincts. And my instincts tell me the kind of person who stops to help a stranger in the rain is exactly the kind of person I want running my projects." Lucy squealed and hugged Clara's leg. Thank you. That evening, Ethan and Lucy sat by the window of their tiny apartment, sharing takeout noodles. A deep roar echoed outside, and Lucy pressed her face to the glass. "Daddy, a helicopter!" she gasped. He looked out. A sleek black helicopter hovered above the street, the Winton Energy logo gleaming on its side. His phone rang again. Clara's voice came through the speaker, laughing softly over the noise. "Sorry to drop in unannounced. I wanted to show you where you'll be working next week. Our offshore facility." "You came here?" he asked, stunned. "Let's call it a surprise visit," she said. "And maybe a promise. You won't be walking 3 miles in the rain anymore." He looked down at Lucy, who was grinning ear to ear. "You ready for an adventure, kiddo?" She nodded eagerly. "Always." As the helicopter lifted them above the city, the lights shimmered below like a field of stars. Ethan glanced at Clara, who sat across from them, wind tousling her hair. "What happened to the deal David lost?" he asked. She smiled faintly. "Some losses are just lessons in disguise."